My name is Robert Thirsk. I'm an astronaut with the Canadian Space Agency. I've had the opportunity and privilege to fly twice in space. In 1996 aboard the Space Shuttle Columbia, which was a 17-day mission that featured space life sciences and space material sciences. And then more recently in 2009, a 6-month expedition aboard the International Space Station. There are dramatic moments during space flight, and that's launch and re-entry. The most dramatic, the most dynamic, and probably also the most risky aspects of space flight as well. My first flight is aboard the Space Shuttle, and it takes 8.5 minutes to get to space. The engines ignite 6 seconds before liftoff, and you feel that when you're sitting inside. Everything starts to rumble. And once the engines have built up to complete thrust, full thrust, there's these large bolts that are holding the shuttle down to the launch pad. They explode, and now the shuttle is free to leap off the pad on its way to space. The first 2 minutes of the shuttle flight are pretty bumpy, pretty loud, a lot of vibration. It's difficult to read checklists and cue cards. And the G's begin to build up. About 7 minutes into the ascent, the engines are actually throttled down so that we don't see or experience more than 3 Gs. It feels like 3 people are sitting on your chest, and it's difficult to breathe. You have to really work at getting the air in. And then just before you get into space, you go from 3 Gs to 0 Gs instantly. So everyone gets flung forward in their seat harness, and then there's a lot of yelling and screaming and hollering and high fives, because we finally made it into space, a risky undertaking, and we've also become astronauts. I had the opportunity to fly a second time, and this time it was a long duration flight aboard the International Space Station. When we opened up the hatch of our Soyuz vehicle and floated into the space station, I felt like I was entering a Salvador Dali painting. It seemed so surreal. And certainly on the ground, we've trained for 2.5 years prior to flight in simulators. And so it's pretty well acquainted with what to expect. But you actually go into the real space station, and it takes a few days to recognize what's going on, meaning that there's stowage all over the place, there's cables and hoses all over the place, computers all over the place, and it's a little bit overwhelming. We performed over 100 experiments from around the world, including one from Ryerson University that looked at diffusion in sample liquids, which will have benefit to the oil industry here in Canada. Well, I think for professional happiness, you need 3 things. You need to have a job that you're good at, a job that you enjoy, and then give value back to society. I certainly enjoy my job as an astronaut. I've had 2 successful space flights, and what I try to do is to elevate the science culture, the innovation culture in Canada. And so, being given an honorary doctorate from Ryerson University is pretty special to me. It's a personal honor, of course, but it also says that Bob Thirsk and the other Canadian astronauts are making a difference in Canada, and that's satisfying and fulfilling. It's important to dream. I encourage young Canadians to dream. But dreams don't come true by wishing on a star. The ideal job doesn't fall into your lap. The secret to personal success and to fulfillment of some of these dreams is education. It's the great equalizer. I had a dream of becoming an astronaut when I was young, but just because you dream of becoming an astronaut, you're not going to become an astronaut. You need to have the academic background, the knowledge that is important for your area of interest, the skills that are important for your area of interest. And also you need to inculcate through education, the attitudes are important as well. When I say attitudes, I'm talking about self-management, leadership, followership, teamwork, cross-cultural skills, decisiveness, attention to detail. These are the things that education can give to an individual so that their dreams can have a chance of coming true. So I encourage today's graduates to pursue their dreams. Don't think that graduation from Ryerson this week means the end of your education. No, it's the beginning of your education. You always need to stay current, and you need to search for collaborators who have the passion, same passion that you do, but who look at the world from a slightly different perspective as you do. That's the basis of a strong team.